The Holiness of the Land by Arthur and Aaron.
Over Shabbos and during the last day in Israel, we spent time in Yerushalayim, in both the old and new cities. Spending Shabbos in the old city was absolutely amazing. We stayed in a hotel about 10 minutes away from the Kotel, and we went there multiple times on Shabbos. The first photo is a sculpture of a lion right outside Yeshivat HaKotel, which precedes the steps that bring you down to the Kotel. The second photo was taken almost right before we went to daven at Yeshivat HaKotel. After davening mincha there, we danced down to the Kotel with a small group of the yeshiva, and davening Kabbalah Shabbos there. The last picture was taken when we were driving to the old city for the first time, around the Mount of Olives. These people had made a minyan there, the grave of someone for mincha that day.
As Arthur mentioned, one of the best parts of the trip was visiting the Kotel. The Kotel is completely unique in the way that it is somewhere in the land of Jews where all different types of Jews can come and connect with Hashem. Arthur and I both spent time learning at the Kotel on Shabbos afternoon, which was a spiritually uplifting experience. The first photo you saw was taken when we as a class got to the Kotel, which happened to be during a tekes ceremony for the IDF there. Mr. Bilmus explained some of the halachot that regarded kriya, ripping of one's shirt, as we all mourned for the loss of the Beit HaMikdash. The last two photos which you saw were both taken during and after Shachrit at the Kotel, something we did more than once while in Israel.
One of many privileges we had during our trip to Israel was that one of our chaperones was Mr. Bilmus. During the trip, Mr. Bilmus explained certain halachot that had to do specifically with the land of Israel, as well as everyday life in Galus. One of the common topics that Mr. Bilmus explained was Shemitah. He explained to us that the basics behind certain heterim, allowances, that Jews use to work the land during Shemitah, and why others think that they are very problematic. The first photo was taken in the first hotel we stayed in, which was in Tel Aviv. The second photo was taken in a shul in the hostel right next to Masada in the Negev. In both photos, Mr. Bilmus was explaining the basics behind Shemitah and why it exists in the first place.
Davening in Israel is a completely different experience than davening everywhere else. Fortunately, we were able to daven in all sorts of places throughout our trip. On top of Masada, at the Kotel, in the courtyard of our hotel, and even on the beach. Not only were the places where we davened what made it that much more experiential, there were also some differences to the davening itself that made us feel the holiness of the land. For instance, whereas in the United States, the Ashkenazic minhag is that Birkat Kohanim, the blessings from the Kohanim, is only said on the Shalosh Regalim and Yamim Noraim. In Israel, it is said every day. The Ramah explains that Ashkenazim do not say Birkat Kohanim every day in the diaspora because people are only truly happy on Yom Tov, when they don't have to worry about work and other daily problems. In Israel, however, there is a level of happiness that exists every day. Anyone in our class will tell you that this is indeed true. The land of Israel gives off a certain happiness to all who are inside of it, partly because of the holiness which it contains.
One other amazing thing about the land of Israel is that the majority of the food there is kosher. No, unfortunately, we didn't bring any back for you. Common occurrences that would normally require checking to make sure the food that you are about to eat is kosher are not necessary in Israel. The fact that most of the food is kosher comes very hand in handy with the fact that most of Israel filled with Jews, because there are all different types of people there. There are multiple different hashgachas that one might see for any of the food in Israel. Mr. Bilmus explained to us the different type of hashgachas and how some were more stringent than others. It was truly amazing to know that there are so many Jews in one place that multiple different types of hashgachas are necessary to fit everybody's needs.
Thank you for watching.